Are human beings the only people on earth that actually pay to live here? Hey guys, good morning. Chris here, and coming at you live again in person. And I just want to talk about price, right, or currency. So, and part of the inspiration is BRICS, um, and uh, the whole thing with Russia and basically China as well, fighting to um, undermine the dollar, basically. And yeah, and that's part of the inspiration. Another part of the inspiration for this morning as well is um, why is it that we have to learn how to accumulate wealth? Bakit kailangan natin magtrabaho para magkapera so that we can accumulate wealth and be able to provide for our families, etc., etc. Bakit nga ba? Okay? Because in all honesty, if you really think about it, um, I open the question with this: Are human beings the only animals on earth that pay to live there? And the answer is no. So most people have grown up so used to the fact that we have been paying for food, paying for housing, paying for electricity, um, well, paying for things in general, that we forget that the universe or the world, Mother Nature, has a very natural way of of taking her price. Okay, so and it involves our life results. Okay, so while we are while we are paying for currency, okay, and okay, I disappeared. I disappeared for a bit. Okay, nature basically rewards us based on results. Okay, so what result you have right now is basically the result of good choices or bad choices that you've made in the past. Okay, so your result, whatever your result is right now, and we have this module in a seminar where we show you how exactly you could evaluate that, right? Are you really having good results in your life? So results, this is basically the product of the currency of nature, which is your choice. Okay, your results equals the choices that you've made in the past, right? Whether it's good or bad, that that basically equals your result. And here's the fun part: not deciding, not choosing, is also a choice. Okay, also has results. If if you chose not to decide, not to do anything for the day, that's also a choice that that you've made. Okay, and there is a consequence for that. Okay, now, so what do I mean by this? So life basically has two things, right? So there are rewards and there are consequences. So, and this is where we basically differ with most animals. Okay, so there are rewards, there are consequences. So and this is where things get funny because, well, by learning to accumulate wealth, by learning, at least by focusing on gold or money, okay, you learn something um, throughout that throughout the journey that, like for example, um, people who start earning money and are unable to find the meaning or the answer or the reason behind why the universe or why they have that money and where to put that excess energy get to usually have a consequence. And of course, a consequence could also, equal rewards depending on how you think about it, right? So, like for example, a consequence would be losing, um, breaking up with somebody. But then what if that somebody is toxic, right? So yes, that's a consequence of an action, but then is the consequence really negative, right? So now it's the same thing for people who are not able to find the meaning behind why money is there into their life or why they were given um, the opportunity to actually, earn that much and not find the energy where to direct it to. The consequence is that they live a life where they're constantly looking for meaning and purpose in shitty things. For example, um, I remember when growing up, we would always eat the same thing for 2 weeks, and it's a survival thing. We would eat the same thing for 2 weeks because that was the only thing we could afford. I can't even remember what that is, but it's something like soup and beef, and at least it has meat, right? Whatever that memory is, soup, beef, and rice, right? So at least rice in the end. Um, but we would eat the same thing for 2 weeks um, for survival's case. Now, when it came to a point where we are now able to eat whatever the heck we want, the consequence of that is that we don't we started not appreciating food anymore. Real talk lang. Uh, things that used to make us happy, like Jollibee, now make us now make us sick. And uh, restaurants that would otherwise have would require us to save 3 months just to afford, we could eat anywhere at any time, and it just doesn't feel special anymore, right? So what we were looking for now is experiences. We were willing, and it's the same for a lot of people who have suddenly accumulated wealth, right? Suddenly, the experience of food is more important than the nutrition, than the the nutrition and the what's the word I'm looking for, the quality of food. Okay, now the experience matters more than the nutrition and the quality of food, because now we're looking for experience. What's another way to eat beef? What's another way to eat meat? What's another way to eat fish? um, am I able to afford poisonous fish to eat, right? Or have someone butcher something that's a bit more exotic, right? Because uh, there is no direction or meaning behind the the accumulation of wealth, right? Or the accumulation of the fact that now you have a choice to eat anywhere you want. There is no point now, okay? And that's where it gets interesting, okay? That's where it gets interesting, because at this point in your life, you have to ask yourself, right? What, how do I give something more meaning, or how do I live life in a more meaningful way at this point in my life? Okay. So you're no longer surviving. Oh, Facebook user 100%. I'm going to expect this is going to be Miss A. Hopefully, I can see you guys. Thank you for commenting. Oh, si Sir Gerald pala, right? Sir Gerald, thank you for commenting, Sir Gerald. So, okay. So now you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do? And I miss your whiteboard. Yeah, it has been a while since I've let this out. Okay? What can I do for my life to be more meaningful right now? Okay. The moment that you have more money, amazing relationships, okay, the body that you want, the mind that you want, right, the spirituality that you need. These are the moments where you need to be more mindful about what's really happening in your life, and because sometimes for people or for God, the universe or whoever to teach someone what's missing, like for example, sometimes for someone to actually find the true meaning of money, okay, sometimes the universe would actually not take money away from you but give you more. Okay, so rather than depriving you of something that you need to understand, what's happening is that the universe gives you more of something, and that creates what you call an illusion. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to spell, right? Illusion that feeds, okay, ego, and you don't see it, right? The more money you earn, the more you don't see why money, what meaning money is there. Okay, the more amazing relationships you have, the more likely you are to not appreciate them. Okay, I've come to know the facts where I have met good looking people who have been blessed with the power of attraction, right? They get, women would approach them, women would come into their life left and right, and since they have this illusion of choice, right, or illusion of grandeur, they start playing around instead of taking things more seriously, until eventually uh, time comes and something happens, right, physically. Something physically happens, and now it could be something with their face, could be something with their disability. They could have lost an arm or a leg, or a means to take care of themselves, and lo and behold, suddenly the attraction that they're getting is not something readily accessible anymore. Same with spirituality. People born and raised without having to face attachment are, in my book, are not really spiritual people, right? Because they have not gone through the world yet and face whatever ego or demon that they have. And of course, Nick, thank you. Agree that the universe gives you more of something. Okay. If you're unable to handle something, the universe sometimes gives you more of what you cannot handle. Pero sometimes that would be nice now. I mean, Lord, universe, God, I can't handle money, so give me more money so I learn. Joke lang, right? Give me more relationship people. Give me more spiritual mentors. Give me more um, money, etc. Okay, but ultimately, what we need to remember is that at the end of the day, our life, okay, our results are the product of our choices. And not choosing at all is a choice, but more than that, choosing to see the meaning behind why you get something is also a choice. Okay? Choosing to find what's the word I'm looking for? Choosing to find meaning behind why you have something is also a choice, and it leads to somewhere good. Okay, so I'll end this lunch live, and it's good to see you guys again kahit sa ano lang, kahit sa comments. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Sir Gerald, for the engagement, and see you guys next time.